Hey gamers, are you looking for best new Metroidvania games that release in this 2025? You've come to the right place. In this video, I will show you best new Metroidvania games that release in this 2025. But please note, some of the games I mention here have already been released in 2025, while others are set to launch very soon around March. But before we go into the list, let's hear a quick word from our sponsor. If you're looking to buy games at the best prices, there's only one place to go, and that's at Instant Gaming. Seriously, Instant Gaming, it's my go-to spot for grabbing games at crazy discounts. Not only do they have some insane deals, but they're also doing giveaways. Here you're not going to find discounts like this anywhere else, trust me. Believe it or not, this is the perfect place to buy games with amazing deals. They've got games for all the major platforms like PC, PS5, Xbox, and also Nintendo Switch. So what are you waiting for? Go check out your favorite games with Instant Gaming by click the link in the description and save some cash with amazing discount in Instant Gaming. By using my link, you're not just saving money, but also support this channel. Alright then, let's get back into the list. Come to number 15. Cosmic: A Journey Among Shadows is an action side-scroller adventure game that takes players to a dark world filled with shadow creatures and monsters. Similar to Ori and the Will of the Wisps and Hollow Knight, Cosmic offers an engrossing experience with a unique art style, utilizing the sharp contrast between light and shadow. Combat is fast and fluid, allowing you to perform various linked attacks to build combos. You must collect dark flies to level up and gain new powers. Experiment with different builds to find the one that best suits your playstyle. Next to number 14, Oirbo is an action platformer that lets you explore a mysterious spaceship with many secrets to solve. This game features Metroidvania elements where some places can be explored and some can't, depending on the abilities you unlock. The controls are solid, the artwork is perfect, and the sense of exploration is great. There's no hand-holding, you're straight into the action and left to figure out the world for yourself. Combat returns to its origins, which means you must jump on enemies to defeat them. This is especially important in platforming because you frequently have to traverse a hazardous floor by jumping on multiple enemies in a row. The extra boost also works here. Next to number 13, Super Roboy, a hand-drawn Metroidvania adventure where you control an android character in search of his lost memories and father. The combat system in this game is pretty solid, especially with status elements like poison, fire, and ice that can be used to strategize against bosses. There are 90 different skills that improve a variety of aspects, like damage and defense against specific enemy types, essence magnet, and granting necessary skills for progression. The big enemies in this game have attack patterns that need to be learned, and if you can manage your skills well, you'll be able to defeat them more easily. At the end of the day, the game has great gameplay, interesting skills, and enough fun for Metroidvania game. Next to number 12, Twilight Monk is a Metroidvania action RPG game that will be released on March 26, 2025. The game is inspired by the graphic novel by Trent Kanuga and offers an exciting gameplay experience in the monster and challenge-filled world of Speria. Players will take control of Raziel Tenza, a descendant of the legendary Twilight Monks, as he fights to defeat Nox, a traitorous figure who threatens the peace. You'll explore overworld maps connected to dungeons, find hidden treasures and secret paths, and face monsters in small battle arenas. There are also exploration elements in various cities that add depth to the story and gameplay. Come to number 11. Slumbering Feline is an action horror Metroidvania game that promises a thrilling experience for players. In this game, you'll control the main character named Momo, a child trapped in an endless cycle of nightmares. Each dream becomes darker and more dangerous, with terrifying creatures and puzzles to solve in order to wake up. With dark visuals and an emotional storyline, the game takes players on an adventure in an atmosphere of fear and challenge. And next to number 10, Beyond the Ice Palace 2 is a direct sequel to the acclaimed classic game, and this time players return to the role of the champion of the gods. After being betrayed and killed, the champion rises again to reclaim his lost throne. This game offers a thrilling platform action experience. The only weapon available is a chain that can be used to attack enemies. Combat is very satisfying with good feedback, and the variety of enemies and epic boss fights add to the excitement. The dark atmosphere and classic Vania-inspired pixel art also make for an immersive visual experience.
There's nowhere to hide. Don't look at me like that.
And come to number 9, Morkull Ragast's Rage. In this game you play as Morkull, the god of death and darkness who's also the ruler of Ragast. What makes it unique is that Morkull realizes he's in a video game and wants out. The story and humor are alright, but the gameplay has a lot of issues. It's not a bad game, but it's not great either. Morkull Ragast's Rage is stuck in the middle, and with so many great Metroidvanias already out there, it's hard for this game to stand out. With a bit of a polish, it could have been decent enough. At the moment, though, it feels like an unfinished pre-alpha version. Moving to number 8. If you like Metroidvania games with a touch of magical girl anime, Witchroid could be a fun option to try. This game takes you to the colorful world of Ethelgard with cute and expressive character designs. Witchroid Vania has pretty solid platforming and combat mechanics. Vania's movements are agile and responsive, so you can jump and dash with precision. And this game presence of a mini dragon as Vania's loyal friend. This little dragon can help you during your travels and battles. In addition, there are also various spells that you can master, such as the elements of fire, ice, wind, and lightning. You can upgrade these magic skills, although the upgrades only add a little effect without drastic changes in gameplay. Come to number 7, INAYAH. Life After Gods is a 2D action platformer game with hand-drawn visuals that invites players to explore a post-apocalyptic world where a once highly advanced alien civilization is now in ruins. You'll fight against various enemies using the magical gauntlet. This gauntlet can transform into various weapons: blades for quick attacks, fists for brutal damage, flail for wide range, and cool combos. There are loads of secret areas and cool biomes to explore, and that's not all. There are also 20 epic bosses in this game, each with unique mechanics that will provide exciting challenges. The game is set for release on March 27, 2025, so make sure you add it to your wish list. Next to number 6, Guns of Fury is a game that blends two quite different genres: Metal Slug's fast-paced shooting and Metroidvania's extensive exploration with power-ups. When it comes to gameplay, Guns of Fury feels more like an arcade run-and-gun game than a Metroidvania. But the exploration and power-up elements are still there and executed quite well. The platforming and combat are solid, making you feel like you're playing an open-world version of Metal Slug. You can melee enemies, throw grenades, and even use mechas to fight supersized bosses. The gunplay and platforming really steal the show, making you never get bored of searching for enemies over and over again.
Beloved sister.
Number 5, Somber Echoes is a Metroidvania game that I think has a cool aesthetic and some interesting aspects. The story is about Adrestia, who wakes up on the ship Atramitos without much memory, except for one goal: to stop her twin sister Harmonia from destroying the universe. The premise is simple, but as the story progresses, many layers are revealed, including lost memories and emotional conflicts. The setting is a unique blend of horror, sci-fi, and Greek mythology, with some famous figures such as Hephaestus and Hermes appearing throughout the game. Combat in the game is quite exciting, with various weapons such as swords, axes, and spears that can be upgraded. There are also block and parry mechanics that make combat more dynamic.
Think deeply about your next steps. I implore you to take caution.
Number 4. Gal Guardians Servants of the Dark is the sequel to the Metroidvania game Gal Guardians Demon Purge, bringing the action back with a fresh new story. This time you follow Masha and Karika, two servants in a castle in the demon realm, who return from holiday to find their home in chaos. Their mentor, Lisa, has overthrown the demon lord, forcing them to collect souls and bones to bring him back and restore balance. As well as offering solid Metroidvania gameplay, the game also features cooperative play, so you can team up with a friend for even more fun. And as always, Inti Creates delivers stunning visuals, with expressive pixel art and charming character designs that make this dark adventure a pleasure to play.
Lord Devour.
And number 3, Resetna is a fast-paced action-adventure game with intense combat and 7 zones featuring unique art. The game has received 14 updates based on community feedback. The development team has been working hard to improve various aspects of the game and respond to every review and suggestion from players. The latest update introduces Ruby Armor, which not only enhances the character's appearance, but also makes Resetna much more battle-ready. Another unique feature is the chip upgrade system, where you can slot Tetris-shaped chips into a grid to unlock abilities, boost attacks, and enhance movement. Although the game is still relatively new, it has already seen a lot of updates thanks to feedback from players. This Metroidvania game is really impressive. And come to number 2. Blade Chimera is a 2D Metroidvania game that really emphasizes action and combat. This game manages to combine combat and movement with almost perfect precision. Every shot or attack from a weapon feels heavy and responsive. Character movement is also very satisfying thanks to precise physics and unlockable abilities to increase Shin's agility. Plus, the soundtrack is catchy and full of electronic beats that make the experience even more exciting. While the story may not be very strong, the atmosphere and vibe will make you lose track of time while playing this game. And finally, the number 1. If you're a fan of the Metroidvania game Ender Lilies, then this is the sequel Ender Magnolia game that you must try. The story continues thousands of years after the previous game, Ender Lilies, so you don't have to worry if you haven't tried the first one. What makes this game interesting is not the difficulty level, but the incredible atmosphere in each area. Beautiful scenery, smooth animations, and tragic music bring every corner of the game to life. The game is also rich with Igavania elements. You'll find many homunculi that function as weapons and movement abilities. For honorable mention, I put this game on the list even though it wasn't actually released in 2025 because it came out in December 2024. So Fountains is a hybrid Souls-like Metroidvania Zelda-like game set in a fantasy world with the Fountain of Youth, a legendary spring that can grant eternal life. The combat in Fountains is solid. The main attacks are done with the sword you find, and the controls are quite responsive. However, you have to be careful with your stamina. Ranged combat comes from magical abilities that can also be used for traversal. One of the things I like is that you can't just overpower and take out all the enemies. Strategy is important. However, there are some enemies whose attacks feel inconsistent, so you have to be careful. And that's it for today. What do you think about this list? I know there are best new Metroidvania game in early 2025 that I haven't mentioned yet, so please share your favorite that you think deserve a spot here. And don't forget to like this video, and make sure you subscribe to this channel if you don't want to miss another great list. And as always, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.